Never return from his wickedness. Because you can do whatever you want to do. Just come as you are, they say, right? There are all of them unto me as Sodom and the inhabitants thereof of Gomorrah. Come on, you mean to tell me homosexuals and lesbians not up in them churches? Transvestites and all the things that the Most High said is not right? They saying it's okay. Come as you are. Got their own little sections and so forth. That's why he said, they are all of them unto me as Sodom and the inhabitants thereof of Gomorrah. Therefore, thus said the Most High of hosts concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into all the land. You know what profaneness means? Unholy, unrighteous, defiled, an abomination before the Most High. He said, amongst us, profaneness is gone forth into all the land. Thus said the Most High, power of hosts, power of armies, power of angels. Hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. These preachers that's prophesying unto you, they make you vain. You hear that? They make you vain. They make you think the way you want to think. That's why I say I went to Ecclesiastes 3:24, which says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. They make you vain, make you worthless, good for nothing, just like the nations. That the Most High say, they're nothing. Thus said the Most High, power of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart. Hear that? Speak a vision of their own. Most High speaking visions and dreams. So they speaking a vision of their own mind. The heart mean the mind. And not out of the mouth of the Most High. They say still unto them that despise me. You got to despise him if you say you ain't got to keep his laws, such commandments, that the work of the Most High that he wrote with his finger. You got to despise him. They say still unto me, and them that despise me, the Most High has said. The Most High said, God has said this, and God, Lord has said this, right? Under every one. Excuse me, ye shall have peace. God has said we gonna have peace. Ain't no peace unto the wicked. And they say unto every one that walketh after the imagination of his own heart. Remember, the imaginations of his own mind, no evil shall come upon you, right? No evil shall come upon you. That's why the Most High say, he got you food, boy. That's why when his judgment come down, and myself say, coming back to judge and make war, he told you in Amos 9:10, y'all can play with the Most High if you want to. Amos 9:10, he said, all the sinners, we define sin in 1 John 3:4 earlier. It's the transgression of the Most High's laws. He say, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. That say what? That you've been programmed by these pork chop eating preachers, bunch of robots and robot tees telling you that, which say the evil shall not overtake nor within us. Isn't that what it just said? He gonna get you. He say, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. So you're gonna die by the sword. That say the evil shall not prevail over you. Prevent you from what it is that your judgment of the Most High says. Oh, you got it coming. Verse 17 of Jeremiah 23, they say still unto them that despise me, the Most High have said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto every one that walketh after the imaginations of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. Look how many people been taught that they saved in the grave right now. Saved from what? From the wiles of the devil? You know, every time I think about that, I think about them 4 little girls that was in the church that them Edomites blew up and killed them 4 little girls in Birmingham. And the little white dude that came in there, the pastor there, they having Bible study, And he prayed with them and everything and pulled out his gun to kill them all. Majority of them, I think one might have got away or two or a few, but he killed at least 9 people, I believe. They thought they were really doing something. Got the Edomite coming up in the church and, oh, a young Edomite coming up in here? Oh, well. Probably stuck his chest out like we somebody. Shoot, prayed with him, studied with him and all that, and pulled out that gun to kill him. They say still unto them that despise me, the Most High have said, you shall have peace. Was there peace? There no peace. And they say, unto every one that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, own mind, no evil shall come upon you. But who have stood in the counsel of the Most High, and have perceived and heard his word? Who have marked his word and heard it? Only way you're going to hear it if you understand what this Bible is talking about. Behold, the whirlwind of the Most High is gone forth in fury. That tornado, that hurricane is from the Most High. You hear what he said? The whirlwind of the Most High is gone forth in fury. Even a grievous whirlwind, it shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. And you can't say you're righteous if you tell you ain't got to keep the Most High's commandments and you ain't under his laws. You wicked. The anger of the Most High shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart, his mind. In the latter days, when the last days, y'all better hear what he's saying. Ye shall consider it perfectly. In these last days, he said you're going to consider it perfectly without a shadow of a doubt. He said, I have not sent these prophets. I ain't sent these poked up eating preachers, yet they ran. That's to anyone that's hearing this. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied of things to come. Prophecy is things that's come in the future. But it's got to be according to this Bible. But if they had stood in my counsel, like just a counsel they're having with you right now, through me, and had caused my people to hear my words, not their own words. That's why people in the church, all y'all do is run y'all mouth. I want you to go into these scriptures and make it mean something different. Tell your pastor to come on here and make it mean something different. Or sit down and learn. This is the last day. What did he say? In the latter days, ye shall consider it perfectly. Perfectly in these last days. He said, you're going to consider this. He said, verse 22, but if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. Got people thinking they can do whatever they want to do. All you got to do is pray. Ask the Most High forgiveness. It is forgiven. That's crazy. Keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Over and over and over and over again. And keep praying for the same thing. It's a beautiful thing. Verse 29 says, is not my word like as a fire? Said the Most High. And like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Come on, this word is like fire, man. He gonna be burning people up. Therefore, behold, I am against. He said, I'm against the prophets, said the Most High, that steal my words, everyone from his neighbor. Behold, I am against the prophets, said the Most High, that use their tongues, their language, whatever they speaking, and say, he said, the Most High said. You better say what this word says before he visits you. He said he's going to melt you. What part of that you don't understand? That's why the land is crying unto us, crying to the Most High. Keep his laws, statutes, commandments. Come back to his laws, statutes, commandments. That's why we were kicked out of the land of Israel. And just in case, but I know Ye says, Ye West say that he think that all his endorsements was lost because he said he was the richest black man ever to live. But you know better than that. It's because you said we are the Israelites. That's why it went down like it did. Point blank, without a shadow of a doubt. But at the same time, hear the word of the Most High. In First Timothy, the 6th chapter, in the 10th verse. It says, First Timothy, the 6th chapter, the 10th verse, say, for the love of money, not money itself, for the love of money is the root of all evil. You see, we nothing but commerce. But the love of money is the root of all evil. While some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, always chasing this dollar. They erred from the faith and pierced themselves too with many sorrows. See? That's why he told you in 17, verse 17, 1 Timothy 6:17, he said, hey, charge them that are rich in this world. You're being charged. That they be not high-minded, don't be prideful. And I gave you examples of Ezra and Isaiah. I can go to any prophet. Don't be prideful. You got to be humble. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded. That means prideful. Nor trust in uncertain riches. See? Uncertain riches. You trust in the uncertain riches. That's why they can say, hey, your endorsements are over. But in the living power. But the living power who's who? Power of Abraham, power of Isaac, power of Jacob, who's the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. If you learn to say that, it'll cut out a lot of confusion. Because Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Who are they? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. You should be able to say them just like that. That's what the Most High say he's the power of. If you can't say them, all of them, how fast you say, I know him, so I know him, but you should know him just like that. Most High the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His covenants with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to the 12 tribes of Israel, who I just named. That's why he said, hey, listen, yeah, he said, hey, 1 Timothy 6:17, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who give us richly all things to enjoy. That they do good. That they do good. How do you do good? Romans 7:12. What's good? The Most High is good. First and foremost. Matthew 19:16 down. And what else is good? That they do good. Romans 7:12. Wherefore the law of the Most High is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. That's why he's saying you got to keep these commandments. You got to learn the moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, and ceremonial laws. It's very important. If you don't know, you got to ask someone. Say, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living Most High, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy, that they do good. That's believing in the Most High, trusting in the Most High, fearing the Most High first and foremost, and repenting and keeping His commandments. You got to learn the commandments: moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws. That they be rich in good works. Rich in good works. That's why I say we are rich. We're in poverty, but we rich. Because you rich in keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Ready to distribute. What do you say? Ready to distribute. You got to know who you're going to distribute to. You've been distributed to everyone but the Hebrew Israelites. You say, ready to distribute. Willing to communicate. You got to communicate with who? The children of the Most High, the 12 tribes of Israel. This is what it say. Laying up in store for themselves a good foundation, against the time to come, because the times to come, these last days, man, it's going to be plagues all over this earth. You can lay upon yourself for the time to come a good foundation, man, that they may lay hold on eternal life. You know, Master Shai said it's harder for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven than a camel to go through an eye of a needle. That's a little archway that a camel going to be afraid to go under there because he's going to think his hump going to get caught in it in Israel. You see, that they may lay hold on eternal life. That's very important. You say the righteous scarcely going to be saved. But you got to do that. You got to make sure that you are in tune with the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let's go to Jeremiah 31 and 31. Jeremiah 31 and 31. Y'all ask Jewish people to name them 12 tribes. As you learn them, you should know them all by heart. Hebrew Israelites should know them all by heart. Just like I said them, you should be able to know them just like that too by now. Or you might be Jewish too. Jeremiah 31:31 said, behold, the days come, said the Most High, that I will make a new covenant. That's a new contract, a new agreement. With who? With the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. That's the 12 tribes of Israel, the northern tribes and the southern tribes. This is what he said. Not according to the covenant, that's a contract or agreement that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break. We read in Daniel 9 and 11 how we broke the laws of the Most High. We broke his covenant, which my covenant they break. Although I was an husband unto them, said the Most High. Symbolic, we are the wife, and symbolically he was the husband. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, said the Most High, I will put my law in their inward parts. So how is it that a preacher's saying that we not under the law? The Most High telling you that he going to put his law in our inward parts and write it in their hearts, which is write it in our minds, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the only people that the Most High say he's the power of. And they shall teach no more every man their neighbor. So this is not talking about now, because we still teach it. Anybody that don't know the truth and listen to my voice, you learn it. You say, they shall teach no more every man his neighbor. I'm teaching you. So this is not talking about now. And every man his brother, saying, know the Most High. Say, know the Most High. Because y'all still calling them L-O-R-D, as you see here. Y'all still calling them G-O-D. Y'all still calling on A-M-E-N, Zeus last name at the end of your prayers. But they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, said the Most High. Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob's name changed to Israel, being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Thus say the Most High, which giveth the sun for the light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and of the stars for a light by night. He said, which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Most High power of hosts is his name. Power of angels is his name. If those ordinances, hear what he said, what he just said just now? He said, if those ordinances depart from before me, the sun for the light by day, and the orders of the moon, and the stars for the light by night, and the sea that's being divided, and the waves roaring thereof, if those depart from before me, said the Most High, then the seed of Israel, those 12 tribes I named, also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. You hear that? Thus say the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, who became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. If heaven above can be measured, if you can measure the heaven, and the foundation of the earth searched out beneath, in depths of the sea, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, said the Most High. So, He giving you orders right there. That's why, no matter how you look at it, it has to be brought to you so that you know. He told us in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, start at verse 4. It says, and he said unto me, he told Ezekiel, he says, Son of man, go and get thee unto the house of Israel. We the 12 tribes of Israel. So go to us. He said, go to us. As the 12 tribes of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. See, go speak to them. Like I'm speaking to you. See, for thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house, the family of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou cannot understand. Surely, had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto you. You hear what he said? If you sent Ezekiel out to these other nations, he said they'd have listened to him. If these other nations knew that they were the chosen people of the Most High, they would have been glad to listen to the Most High. He said, that's what he's saying. He said, surely, had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel, we the 12 tribes of Israel, will not hearken, not listen unto thee. But they will not hearken unto me. Hear what he said? They ain't going to listen to you because they won't listen to me. Thus said the Most High. What you got to say about that? He said, they ain't going to listen to you because they won't even listen to me. Wow. For all the house of Israel is impudent and hard-hearted, silly, stupid, crazy, and hard-hearted. He said, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces. Because even as we bring this truth out concerning the Jewish people that are not the Israelites, we still got to deal with our hard-headed people. That our Israelites call themselves Gentiles and standing up for someone that don't even give a damn about them. That's us. He said, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee. They ain't going to listen, but they will not hearken unto me. Talking about the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments is null and void. We not under his rules and regulations. Are you serious? For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Impudent and hard-hearted. Crazy, man. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces. That's how it have to be. And thy forehead strong against their foreheads. What's in your forehead? Your minds. The way we think. Strong against their minds. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not. Hear what he said? Fear them not. Let you know Israel is cold-blooded. Say, fear them not. Neither be dismayed at their looks, looking at you all crazy. Like some of y'all probably looking at the screen right now crazy. He said, fear them not. Neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. See that? That's why he's saying, hey. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart, receive in your mind. Ezekiel, he said, and hear with thine ears attentively, and go get thee to them of the captivity. That's who we are. We in captivity, slavery, and bondage, y'all, still to this day. Unto the children of thy people, the 12 tribes of Israel, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus said the Most High Power, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. That's why it's coming out, whether you're going to hear or whether you forbear. That's real. This is real. Can't be no realer than this. Look, see, we in Ezekiel. Go to Ezekiel. And let's look at the Most High. Ezekiel, the 1st chapter, and well, let's look at the angels. First and foremost, in verse 7, it says, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, meaning just like you're looking at, like you have a mitten and a toe, and the toes be in like a martial art boot. And they sparkle, the angels sparkle like the color of burnished brass, like a Mashak Shai. Feet so dark, looking, made of brass if it burned in the furnace. They sparkle like the colors, the color is in the Bible, of burnished brass. You see? About that. It's pretty tight, right? Now, look at verse 15. It says, now as I beheld the living creatures, he's seeing this in a vision. Behold, one wheeled upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces, looking in all four directions, right? The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, right? And they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. So he's seeing a wheel in the middle of a wheel. But it's like these are living creatures with four faces. One on the north, one on the south, one on the west, and one on the east, right? But the color was as beryl. Now I looked up beryl. Keep that in mind because that's used plenty of times. And a lot of y'all say beryl is green. Nah. Let's look up beryl. What my beryl says in the Zondervan Compare Bible Dictionary. Beryl, it says brown. See? See right there? I got it underlined. See right there? Brown. It says brown. Beryl. It says brown. Okay? That's very important to remember that definition of beryl, which is brown. Let's jump up to verse 27. It says, and I saw as the color of amber, which is a derivative of brown, as the appearance of fire round about within it. His throne, right? From the appearance of his loins even upward. Most High sitting on the throne that he's seen his vision of through telephony. Because the Most High is a spirit. He's invisible power. But sometimes he shows us of himself in this form, different forms. It says, from the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward. So he's seeing the appearance of his loins even upward and the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw as it were out the appearance of fire. And it was brightness round about. You see? Fire, the Most High fire. He's a consuming fire. Overstand this. Deuteronomy 4:24. Deuteronomy 4:24. See, that's why he said, I'm going to melt you. Deuteronomy 4:24. See, that's why I say people don't, this should be enough to have you fear him. For the Most High, thy power, your power, Israelites, is a consuming fire. Even a jealous power. He said his name is jealous, remember that? But he's consuming fire. Touch fire, you won't get burned. That's why I say he's fire from his waist up, fire from his waist down. Now let's look at Daniel. Daniel. The 10th chapter, pertaining to a Mashiach Yahushua. Let's look at Daniel 10:5-6. It says, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen. He's seeing a Mashiach Yahushua. You see? Let's look at verse 1 so you understand, like I say, this is a dream or a vision. It says, in the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of the of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar. Belteshazzar. And the thing was true, but the time appointed was long, and he understood the thing and had understanding of the vision. Right? Now we gotta go to hold that. Get Job 33 and 14, so you see how the Most High speaks to most people. Not everybody, but most people. Majority of the people, he speaks just like this. Job 33 and 14. But the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceive it not. In a dream, this is how he's speaking to you. In a dream, in a vision, as we seeing, Daniel and Ezekiel had a vision, and many men have vision until this day. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbers upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that he may that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man, to make you do what he wants you to do. Now, Daniel's 10, now we know that Daniel's having a vision from the Most High. Verse 5, it says, Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz, the best gold. This is Mashiach Yahushua. He's seeing him. His body also was like the beryl. And I just showed you what beryl, I'm sure I said, remember what beryl means. I showed you in the Zion Van Compact Bible Dictionary. His body was like the beryl. And beryl in my dictionary says brown. And his face has the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire. Fit the same description that Mashiach Yahushua it said about him. Lamps of fire. And his arm